Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today is the day for Descendants: Wicked Wonderland to premiere on Disney Plus. It premiered on Disney Channel the day before. Well, and it actually that was 2 days ago, and yesterday was when it appeared on Disney. I don't know. It's one of those days, and I'm finally doing it. So it's here because it literally just premiered at midnight, and so it's new and I watched it. So it's rather than waiting 3 months or so for it to be added to the list. I know it's important to a lot of people who are big fans of the franchise. This is what, like, the fifth movie or so. They had like a trilogy with the original cast, I think, and there's a bunch of animated shorts and series and music videos and all sorts of other things. But now we're sort of in the next generation of Disney the children of the characters we know and love. So for many years, I'm going to do a quick review for some people who don't know what Descendants is, and for the rest of you who already know, well, here's your time to be amused by an old guy telling you what it is you're watching, and his way to, describe it. Anyway, Descendants is the original concept was that, hey, all the characters you know and love, like Ariel and Belle and Cinderella and all the princesses well, guess what? They grew up and they had kids. It's not just Goofy that has a son. It's not just, Ariel, who had a daughter in later, direct-to-video films. No, in live action, now they're all adults. They're all grown-ups, and they have teenagers. And that includes the villains. And what the original Descendants focused on were the villain kids. The kids, what do you call it? The daughter of Maleficent, and I think Gaston, just a bunch of them. And yes, I'm not going to go through the names. I don't remember everybody's name. It's just I've watched all of them, and they're actually good. I mean, they're not made for me. They're not my aesthetic. They're not. That's a thing. It's not the kind of thing that I usually go for. It's not. Again, I'm not the audience for it. It's made for kids. And again, some of you might quibble. I'm not a kid. Well, okay. To me, relatively, you are, because you haven't finished regular school yet. That's the target audience. The ones who like to hear pop music and sing and dance and enjoy just upbeat, fun kind of music and performances. It's nothing wrong with that. Have fun. Be a kid. It's an all right thing to be. Many of us wish we could be kids still. And you know what? There's no shame in enjoying something like this at any age, technically. So, but what we get here in this, we get the original other characters. I don't want to say aged out, but yeah, they weren't teenagers or teenager adjacent anymore to be playing teenagers. Same thing with the first generation of zombies. The characters in that, they want to move on to other things. They're all very talented. They don't have to necessarily be doing Disney Channel movies. Nothing against Disney Channel movies. I'm just saying they can do other stuff. And they have. I've seen them doing a lot of other stuff. And the same thing here with, now we have Kylie Cantrell as Red. She's kind of our lead. She's our the main villain character that we were following in the last film, where she was the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, played by Rita Ora. Not good people, the bad guys. Once again, villain sort of being brought into the realm of the heroes and really hating it, just not getting along with anybody. And of course, through the evolution of the story, not to spoil too much, but you kind of can figure out what goes on. The villains learn what it is to be heroes, or at least just be good people, that they don't seek out villainy and don't seek out criminal acts or anything else. They seek to they find friendships, they find love, they find reconnections with family members that maybe weren't great in the beginning. And it's all about choosing to be a hero or a villain, or being good or being bad, making a choice as to who you're going to be in this world. In this case, it's just a fantasy world. where it starts is all the villains are segregated onto an island where it's kind of like an island prison. It's like Alcatraz. They live their own decadent lives and everything else, and it's they revel in it, but they also secretly you know kind of want to be more than who they are. And so when they get invited to join the school with the kids of the heroes that we know and love, well, guess what? It everybody gets rubbed the wrong way, and this follows in that tradition. This is the second film that stars Red as the main character, and let me get the rest of the names here. Maya DaCosta, yeah, is the no, that's the Queen of Hearts. Oh, maybe when she was a kid, I don't know. But yeah, Lamani Segura is this Princess Pink. Rita Ora. By the way, they even throw in the son of Luisa from Encanto, the big muscular sister of Mirabel. Yeah, she has a son, not surprisingly named Luis, and he becomes a major love interest for one of our characters. So what we have here is the fallout of I'm not going to spoil any big story points. There's singing, there's dancing, there's a chess match that involves a lot of intricate moves, and it's for me it has a really good setup. For me, out of all the different dance and singing moments, the chessboard scene had some really fun elements to it. It wasn't just, hey, we're dancing in a line and singing about what we really want in life and things like that. So the chessboard scene was kind of fun because it's a battle, but it's also dancing and singing. So, which is what these movies excel at. It's meant to be a thing where you can just hunker down with your friends, grab a bunch of popcorn, and maybe there's going to be some kids this weekend that are going to be watching this. Maybe they're going to watch a marathon of them, like us older nerds do with the Star Wars. So, yes, you're a Descendants nerd, and that's okay. That's a great thing. So we also have one of the great things also about this generation of the storyline. I don't know if I can't remember how far back this decision was made, but we know the character of Cinderella, obviously. Well, she grew up. The thing is, they didn't use the traditional Cinderella character that we know from the original animated film. They used the Cinderella character from the live-action TV movie that starred Brandy in the 90s? When Brandy was like a big deal in the 90s. And she played Cinderella for Disney in a live-action TV movie. And she's all grown up now. She's got kids of her own and everything else. And so she gets to play Cinderella in this. She's not the shoe-losing, glass-slipper-using blonde who just, rides home in a pumpkin that disappears. We get Brandy, who also had all those things happen to her. But, yeah, Brandy. So you can find that film. You can find Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. It's, again, not the standard Cinderella. Cinderella wasn't created by Walt Disney or the Disney Company or anything else. It's an old story, just translated into an animated film many, many years ago through Disney Animation. So so it was a neat little choice because they didn't have to dig all the way back into the archives and say, who can we get that looks just like the traditional film animated film version. No, you know what? We got Brandy. We can get Brandy. So she gets to play Cinderella in this, and so we got a big cast of characters: the kids of Captain Hook, the kids of Luisa from Encanto. We even have two Smees that are following around the daughter of Captain Hook. Like, they're not twins, but they're not very bright either. So everybody got it on at some point in Wonderland, the Wicked Wonderland. So and that's what the setting is also, because it's heavy on the Alice in Wonderland, also something not invented by Disney. I know there's a lot of, I don't know if everybody realizes this, but a lot of kids may not realize that Disney didn't invent everything. Most of the stories that Disney animated and told the stories of in the early days were not things he had to create out of whole cloth, like they do with Pixar in many cases. In all cases, he started out with Snow White, an old folk tale, which when you're older, go ahead and try to find the original stories. There's a lot of Grimm's fairy tales and other things like that. The original stories for Alice in Wonderland and Snow White and Cinderella and the Little Mermaid. Seriously, it's the reason why I say you need to be older when you want to read those. Either you may not see the characters you know and love in the same way that you do in the Disney films. Those are very different stories. I have not read through all of them myself, but I've gotten like the highlights reel on each one of those, and they're in many cases utterly terrifying. That's why Fantasyland, for the most part in like the Disney parks, is technically a horror show. Every ride in Fantasyland, while it's supposed to be a fun fantasy thing, whether it's Peter Pan or the Snow White or Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, they're all kind of spooky. You go to hell after you drink and drive, apparently, and then you go to hell at the end of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. These are not fun. They are fun when you're riding them, but when you really look at it, pretty much everything in Fantasyland is kind of scary. Or at least its origins are. So, what we get here with Wicked Wonderland is our two besties here who were once enemies. They're living out the consequences of what happened in the first film, and they used a pocket watch to go back in time and change a few things to stop the evil Queen of Hearts from doing some pretty horrible things. And especially since Red, her daughter, wanted a mom who was loving. And, well, things did change, but it also changed a lot of things that they didn't intend to change. And, well, our main villain in this is the Mad Hatter, because, again, we're putting this in Wonderland for the most part. Alice doesn't show up, but we do get the Mad Hatter, and in this we learned that Mad is technically short for Maddox. Yeah. It's not because he's got a screw loose or anything. He's not Johnny Depp. He is just Maddox Hatter. Because he makes hats? Sure. But he's got an agenda that conflicts with our heroes here in Pink, which is Red's little sister. I honestly can't remember everything that happened in the last film, so I'm catching up with it as I'm watching this, and they're trying to do as much non-obvious exposition as they can. It's, again, just beautiful young people singing and dancing, and the story, yeah, it's not going to win any Oscars because it's not a feature film, but it's not going to win any kind of special awards or anything. But again, the target audience isn't necessarily ultra complex. You got to just put something entertaining, not a super big think piece. And most of these films are not heady; they're more about the heart. And again, choosing between good and evil, and also choosing your friends and sometimes even your enemies against your first instincts, because there's a lot of people who just have to choose. They're given a decision, and sometimes the easy decision is to go do the bad thing, that even though it harms people, and it's a way that some people use it to get back at those they feel that have harmed them. And we see that in this film. As Red is moving into the world of grudgingly being a good guy, some of the good guys are pulled into a world of being bad. And will it overtake them fully? We don't know. You have to watch to find out. And so yeah, there's a lot of it's a lot of digital settings. Some of it's practical. It's a lot of digital settings. It's a lot of singing and dancing, and it is a lot of people just either losing their friendships and fighting to get them back, or strengthening their friendships through all of this crisis that they're going through, including between Brandy and Rita Ora, Cinderella and the Queen of Hearts, who apparently, outside of the world of everything going on in Alice in Wonderland, they were buddies when they were kids, and we saw that a little bit in the last film. They had some flashback scenes, but yeah. So yeah, I do remember enjoying it only because it had time travel stuff, and when you deal with time travel, you're always going to just mess up everything. So I was looking forward to the results, and here it is. Here is the results of messing with time. Oh, by the way, the at the center of a lot of this evil doing is the Cheshire Cat, also from Alice in Wonderland. The Cheshire Cat is voiced by Awkwafina. Yes, she is. You'll recognize her from if you're a Marvel fan, from Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. And so much else. She's got music. She's done tons of movies, and she's a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian. So yeah, her voice is immediately recognizable when you see the Cheshire Cat, who has its own new look. It doesn't necessarily look exactly like the cat you know from Alice in Wonderland, but again, fully digital character. So yeah, it's a fun movie. It's not. I don't think it's going to change anybody's lives, but I think it's the kind of thing that between the characters that you're living through on screen as you're watching it, it helps to say, hey, you know what? I appreciate the people in my life, and I will fight for them even when things get tough. And sometimes when I think that they're betraying me or that I am betraying others, well, sometimes you need to own up to it and you need to make things right. And that's kind of the whole gist of these types of films pretty consistently. So yeah, it's like I said, it's not going to be anybody's probably favorite film of all time, unless it's like their first one. Then they get to go see. Then they get to watch all the old ones too, and that's always good. Hey, some people come in the middle of a trilogy. Somebody's first movie was Temple of Doom, and they never saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then they went back and they got to experience all of it. So that's a great thing. That's what you kind of get with this. If you throw a young kid down in front of this, and they like the music and the dancing and just how pretty the characters are, and with their bright colored hair, you know what? That's all right. That's all right. Have fun with a movie like this. Oh, I was gonna check the next. I was gonna check the next one, but we already know what we're gonna have. I've chosen this specifically because I just saw it, and it's in relation to the new Moana movie, starring Dwayne Johnson. But it is what is it called? It's Moana Journey on the Road with Catherine I can't pronounce her name. She's the new Moana. But we're going to be journeying with her on her experience of going from literally never being in a movie before to suddenly working the red carpets and signing autographs and just sort of discovering what it is to stand side by side with Dwayne Johnson and so many other talented people, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and suddenly becoming a movie star in the new Moana movie. So that's what we're going to watch. So I poke around and find out, but I'm not going to bother. It's a Moana journey to the movie or something. I can't think of it offhand, but that's what we're watching next. In the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.